two more beers from Cloudwater Tesco. This is the Double Dry Hop Pale Ale and the IPA. What are they going to be like? Are they going to be as good as the Session and the Pale Ale? Well, there's only one way to find out. Keep on rocking. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today we're going to do the next two beers from the core range of Tesco Cloudwater Beers. So first we've got the Double Dry Hop Pale, and then we're going to drink the IPA. So this one's in the red, this one's in the pink. With the last two that we had, which was the Pale Ale and the Session IPA, both really solid beers. I'm hoping that we're going to get even better with these. As I said on the last one, these beers are all sort of using the same hops. They're using Mosaic and Citra, Simcoe and Talus hops. We don't really know much more in terms of how they're going to make them, why Double Dry Hop Pale is going to be different than the Session, but they're all sort of going to have that slight sort of flavour. And so far, they've all been pretty damn good. I'm looking forward to these more because when I had the last ones, the Pale Ale was really good. And then the Session just had that little bit more amped up, a little bit more flavour. So I'm thinking the Double Dry Hop, is that going to go a step further again? And then the IPA a step again. So the Double Dry Hop I'm going to try first. It's 5% ABV. So the Session was 4.5, so a little bit more. So let's see what it looks like. Let's get it in the can and have a quick look. I mean, obviously these are going to be similar, and this one no different. Already I can see a very sort of yellowy straw coloured beer. I would almost say that's a little bit lighter than the Session, but similar to the Pale Ale. Let's get some aromas. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say they're really sort of pungent. I'm getting pineapple and mango. Smells pretty good. I mean, it smells very much in that sort of New England style. Let's see what it tastes like though. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, I would say that goes up another level in terms of flavour. Big hits of pineapple, bit of mango. Really nice and soft in terms of the mouthfeel. No bitterness. I'm not getting huge amounts of grapefruit on the back end either. Something else in there. Maybe a bit of papaya or even maybe a little bit of, there's something in there, a little bit of gooseberry maybe. It's really got lots of flavour. I mean, I think Double Dry Hop beer generally is, flavours are a bit more amped up. That Double Dry Hop sort of process, as it were, really gives more flavour to the beer. That's a really nice beer, and I would say so far, out of this will be the third that I've tried, this is the best. It's just got those flavours that are really sort of clean cut, I would say. Pineapple, mangoes, a little bit of grapefruit, but really the star is really the front end of the pineapple, those big tropical pineapple, papaya, mango flavours. There's a little bit of lemony citrus throughout, which I think you're going to get with all of these beers, but for me, the softness, the mouthfeel is probably the best. That's a really good beer. And again, these are £3. Both of these ones, the Double Dry Hop Pale and the IPA, are £3.50. So we're going up 50p from the last beers, but we are going up a little bit more in flavour. I can't stop drinking this. To me, it almost tastes like a New England. Well, it is a New England pale. That's the flavour of it, really. Right, I'm going to put that to one side before I drink any more of it because it's really good, but I really enjoyed that. And I'm going to be even more interested to see how that's going to sit alongside the IPA, which to some extent, at 6% should be the flagship of the four core beers. But let's get it in a glass, see what it's going to look like first. So out of the four, I'm expecting this to have the biggest flavour profile, the biggest aroma profile. I expect it to be the softest in terms of mouthfeel. So beer in a glass, you can see there then, and again, comparing it with the double dry hop pale, it's almost similar to the way that we compared the pale ale with the session IPA. That was very yellowy and straw coloured. And the session IPA had a little bit more colour, a little bit more orangey goldenness, and this is similar. I would almost say this has gone a little bit darker than even that. Pretty good. Let's see what the aromas are like. Well, that's the unusual thing about this, because pale ales, sometimes you don't get much aroma. Session IPAs, again, not so much. Double dry hopped pale ales, yeah, you're going to get a little bit more because of the double dry hopness. By the time you get to IPA, straight away you're going to expect a lot more aromas. But this doesn't have them. It doesn't have them at all. I'm finding it really difficult to pick out the aromas from this. It's very subdued in terms of the aroma. So let's hope they've saved it all for the flavour. Let's see, let's dive in. Cheers, everyone. It's funny because it's got this nice softness. The carbonation is very sort of soft, and it's a sort of medium body. And there's a real sort of a creaminess about it. But similar to how the session IPA was to the pale, I'm getting more stone fruits come through this beer. So straight away I'm hit with mango, a little bit of apricot, and it's a little bit more, even though you've got this creamy mouthfeel, there's a little bit more dankness about it, a little bit more, you know that this is the stronger out of the four beers. You get a little bit of warmth there from the, 6%, that's not really a super high alcohol, but I always find that with these IPAs that you get that sort of strength. You think, yeah, it's because the stone fruits, you lose that freshness of the pineapple flavour. You're not getting much in terms of grapefruit either. Citrus is very subdued, and I'm trying to work out whether there's a lot more chewiness and flavour. There's more flavour, but does that make it a better beer? Does it make it a more enjoyable beer? Because I'm going to have a quick swig of this one. It's lighter. There's still the flavours there, but there's the citrusness, the grapefruit, the lemons, the limes, the pineapple, even from the tropical side, just makes it a lot lighter, a lot more drinkable, more fresh, I suppose, zesty, where this one has got more of a very strong flavour of juice in terms of fruit, but it's sort of curtailed a little bit by the fact that it's a little bit stronger. It's a little bit more dank. It's got a little bit more that sort of warmth from the alcohol, even at 6%, which it really shouldn't have. So I'm a bit confused. So far, I think the double dry hop is about the best in terms of hitting that flavour. We're talking about all the same sort of hops here, which makes it a little bit easier in terms of thinking, well, how do we pick the beer that's the best? And I actually think that probably the double dry hop one is the best, because it's got the flavour, it's got the fruitiness, and it's got the body. It's almost like it's a double dry hop pale, but it's almost very much like the pale, but just with a little bit more oomph to it, a bit more flavour and a bit more body, and that's what makes it better. The IPA is like the session IPA in that it amps it up a little bit more, but because it's a bit more stronger, I think it loses that zestiness, that refreshment. It's a difficult one. It's almost like there's a beer for every sort of occasion. You want to have a couple of beers, you might go for the IPAs. If you want to drink 4 or 5, then you're going to go for more for the pales, whether that be the normal pale or the double dry hop pale. Where does the session IPA fit in that? Well, I suppose if you want that balance between the two. Okay, I think I've chatted enough. Let's get some scores. Okay, the scores are in for the two. We've got the double dry hopped Cloudwater beer and the IPA Cloudwater beer. Both £3.50 from Tesco's in 440ml cans. The double dry hop pale is 5% and the IPA 6%. But let's go first with Aroma. So aroma wise, the double dry hop pale, really nice, big strong pineapple, grapefruit, mangoes in there. There's lots of big tropical aromas in there, and I think it's pretty good, so I'm going at 14. The IPA, though, I'm still smelling it now. You've got a slightness of of tropical, but you'd expect it to go a little bit more than the double dry hop pale. But it's a little bit more subdued, so I'm only giving it 12 for Aroma for the IPA. Appearance-wise, well, I think both of them look pretty good, you know. They're yellowy, they're hazy, we've got a nice lace in the glass. The head doesn't sort of stick around too long, but, you know, that's not always the case, is it, with these sort of beers? So I'm going to give them both 8 out of 10. Flavour-wise, well, I actually think there's a little bit more juicy, freshness, zestiness, just a nicer flavour with a double dry hop pale ale. It has that light of touch. It has the citrus that's sort of dominant, but you've still got a little bit of those sort of mango and pineapple flavours that are in there. It's just, there's more to it, you know, it's just a bit more enjoyable. So I'm giving flavour-wise the double dry hop pale 33. With the IPA, yes, it's juicier, but there's a dankness about it. It's quite soft, that's good. But there's this, the mango is very, very dominant in the flavour. You don't let much, doesn't let much of the citrus flavours sing. It doesn't really have a sort of, it doesn't have the punchline. It doesn't have the sort of the finishing touch with a little bit of nice grapefruit zestiness. And and that's a little bit more disappointing for me. I would rather drink the double dry hop pale. So I'm giving the flavour for the IPA a 31. So 31 for the IPA for flavour and 33 for the double dry hopped. Value for money, £3.50, a little bit more than the other two at £3. So I'm going to knock a point off. I'm giving them both 8 out of 10. And then overall experience, well, I still think that the double dry hop pale is better. I'd drink more of them. I'd enjoy them as a sort of fridge filler, you know. If you're going to Tesco's, you're going to buy some beers. Yeah, sometimes you think, oh, I might buy all 4 of them, you know, and just... It's difficult for me to sort of position where I would put those 4, how I would drink them. Would I drink the IPA first and then go downwards? Would I drink the pale and go upwards? Would I just drink a couple of pales for the sake of 50p? It's really difficult. I think the double dry hop one is the best beer out of the 4. And in terms of my overall experience, I'm giving that 14. For the IPA, at the moment, I'm giving it, and I say that at the moment because I've had a couple of beers today. I've had in fact, this whole day, and this is probably all the beers I'm going to drink today, I've had all 4 of the Cloudwater beers. So I've had them quite close together to give a better analysis of which is the best ones. And I'm struggling a little bit with the IPA. It's got a nice softness to it, but it just tastes a little bit more alcohol. You know, there's a little bit more warmth in the alcohol that's not needed, because even the pale at 3.8% is still full of flavour. And as we moved up, we still had lots of flavour. And as much as I probably would say that the IPA's got the most flavour, the double dry hop for me has the right balance of lightness, freshness, zestiness, drinkability. So double dry hop gives me 14 for overall experience, and the IPA 13 out of 20 for my overall experience. So let's top those scores up. Well, the double dry hop comes in at 77. So that is probably the best of the what it is. No. Actually, I'm quite surprised because I thought that this was the best one. When I look at my scores for the session, they got 78. So 77 for the double dry hopped. It's a good beer, and it's up there with the session IPA. But they're the thing. I think the session and the double dry hop, the mid-range, sort of the middle of the road sort of part of the foursome, in the better ones, that gets 77. The IPA only gets 72. So out of the 4 beers, it's the lowest scoring. I wonder on a different day, in a different order, I would have probably given them a different score. I don't know. All 4 beers are very good. They're good quality beers. They're not the best IPAs I've ever drank. Well, they wouldn't be, would they? You can still go to the bottle shops and get better beers. If I want a New England IPA, I'll go somewhere. I can go to Daya or Verdant, or I can go to Pressure Drop. They do great New England IPAs. But then I'm paying £1.50 more, maybe £1 more, £1.50 more. These are really good, solid beers. Are they up there with the likes of Northern Monk and some of their beers that are in the supermarkets? They're £3 as well. I think that their recent IPAs are stunning. Even the fact that you can get Transient, I mean, yeah, it's £4 from Morrison's, but the Scaffel is a really good beer, and the new Northern Monk one in Tesco is a really good beer as well. I think they are a bit better, but they're all good beers. There's nothing wrong with these beers at all, but there's nothing overly special with them. It's good that we can get these beers into a supermarket and people can go, oh, well, there's more to life than a 4-pack of, I don't know, Carlsberg, Heineken, Stella even. There's more flavour, they're more hop forward, there's a lot more going on with them. They're really good beers, and beer with big, I'm reading the blurb on here, it says beer with big ideas. I don't think there's anything different about these beers. There's nothing stunningly going to make me go, oh God, there's something different. We've got some exciting stuff. They're just really good, solid beers. That's what they are. Fridge fillers. You know that, if you think, oh, well, I haven't gone to the bottle shop this month, or I can't get down there, or I haven't done an online order, but I want some new beers, it's summertime, what can I put in my fridge? And go down to Tesco and know that I can buy a beer that is good without being great, that I feel comfortable about putting in my fridge and drinking and enjoying. And that's what these Cloudwater beers are. Let's not kid ourselves that they're like some sort of new coming in terms of beers. They are pretty damn good, and I think, and I'm going to just do a quick summary here, I think it's good that we get Cloudwater beers in the supermarkets, because you drink them and you think, oh, it's a bit different and I haven't paid too much, but it can open up. It reminds me of like a year or so ago when I first started drinking craft beer, and I thought, wow, there's more to life than lager, isn't there? And I think this is a great entry. You go in the supermarket, you buy these beers, and you think, yeah, I want to see what else there is out there. What else is out there? And you drink all the supermarket beers that you can find. And you think, oh, there's lots of styles. And I do New England IPA. Yeah, that could be the thing for me. Or double dry hop pale ale. I mean, double dry hop. If someone said to me double dry hop pale ale a year ago, I wouldn't know what they were talking about. I wouldn't know what I was thinking, what that was. So if that gets more people into craft beer, that's good. If that gets more people thinking, well, what else is out there? And they go to a bottle shop, or they go online and see what else they can get. And they go to those breweries that aren't in the supermarkets, like your Pressure Drops and your Dayas and your Pollys and your Verdants and people like that. And they explore those new things. That's got to be good, hasn't it? It's got to be good for the industry. It's got to be good for independent breweries, because it's making us realise that beer is not just lager and bitter. There was a time it was lager and bitter, and that was it. And stout, maybe. But, now there are more styles, there's more flavours, and it's opening up for everyone to enjoy. So I think it's a good thing for the supermarkets, getting these beers in, getting big brands like Cloudwater that no one's ever heard of before, that might go away and go, oh, I like that Cloudwater beer I had in Tesco. I'll Google Cloudwater and go on their website and buy one of their sort of bottle shop type of beers, and they'll find they'll see them in their bottle shop and go, oh yeah, Cloudwater, I remember that brand, I'll buy that. That is a good thing. So we shouldn't be too hung up about the fact that these sort of beers are now appearing in supermarkets. It's not a race to the bottom, as it were. There's a lot of people saying, oh yeah, it's just making every beer become cheaper and these small breweries are going to go out of business. No, it's not that. It's going to get more people into beer that's not lager. Even on my channel, I know my friends are watching it. Well, they've probably fed up seeing me, to be honest. But I know my friends are telling me, hey Rocker, you know, I'm drinking this weekend. And you think, God, a year ago, before I did my channel, you'd be saying, yeah, I'm drinking a Peroni or a Kronenberg or a Stella or something like that. And now you found some new beer from a bottle shop, or you went online and you bought some, and you're saying, oh look, what's this like? Do you think this is going to be any good? That's getting them out and drinking new beers. That's good. That's a good thing for the industry. I've rabbited enough. I know it's Saturday night. I reckon it's nearly 5:30. I hope to see West Ham beat Chelsea tonight. So until the next one, you know what we're going to do. Keep on rocking.